Hey, what's up guys? Thanks for dropping by the channel. So this video is meant to be a bit of a follow-up from my initial unpacking and impressions of some StrapsCo straps that were sent in to me a few weeks back. And I'm going to throw in a quick link here if you guys want to check out that initial review. My impressions were actually quite good considering the price points that you get for these straps. And I was actually able to take each of the straps and fit them to some of the watches in my personal collection, which are laid out in front of you now. And I would love to see your feedback in the comments section on what you think of each of the pairings that I'm going to be showing you guys right now. So let's start off with the first strap that was sent in, and that is this very nice perforated blue rubber strap that has curved end links, and you can see how it butts up and fits the head of this watch quite nicely. I got it paired up with my Halios Fairwind dive watch, and this is actually a very recent acquisition, and I need to review this watch later, but this strap actually goes quite well with it. Because this is a 39mm watch, I like a strap like this rubber one that has a fair bit of taper. So it's 20mm at the head of the watch, and it does taper down to about 16 before you get to the polished buckle here. Now I'm kind of pushing up on the curved portion of a strap here, just because I want to point out that this actual curved portion before you get to where the spring bar sits between the lugs is a little bit long. So just make sure you have a watch that has a bit of a long lug length that goes away from the case. Just so if you were to hook up this strap, there's enough room for this curve just to kind of integrate into the head of the watch. And here's a quick wrist shot so you can see how this nice perforated rubber sits with my Halios Fairwind diver here. Now I will mention that there's a lot of length to this strap. So my wrist is 19 centimeters in circumference, and I still got a lot of different adjustments here on the buckle, and there's still a bit of a tail portion poking out. So I think this strap is good for someone with a larger wrist. And if you want to pair it with a more durable sports watch, having it on rubber is really nice, especially now that we're in the hotter summer months. Okay, so up next, I have this elastic NATO strap here that StrapsCo sent in. They actually also provided me with a gray seatbelt NATO, and I've actually tried both of these straps on my Longines Conquest. This is the very high precision quartz variation for the Conquest. It's a 41mm diameter watch with a 20mm lug gap here. And because this blue dial has some red accents, so like the tip of the seconds hand, as well as some of the hash marks on the minute track, I thought, why not try and use this red stripe here on the elastic NATO to kind of showcase some of those fine accents. So with these elastic style straps, you have this metal loop here, and then this keeper that you can kind of move around the strap here just to give you a little more breathing room. And of course, there is some nice stretch to it. So on wrist, it sits very comfortably. And it's kind of like a single pass on the underside of the case back here. And your wrist will just loop in like I'm going to do right now. And here's a quick wrist shot of how this elastic NATO sits with my Longines Conquest. And I think it's actually quite comfortable. You definitely have a lot more articulation and wiggle room with these elastic style NATO straps. And the seatbelt strap that I was also supplied is also a very good combination on this Longines. And I'll throw up a quick picture of that too, just so you can see how it looks on the wrist. And up next, I was pretty stoked to try out, this is a crocodile embossed pilot style strap from StrapsCo. You can see it's actually got two metal rivets in it, and you do have some nice contrast white stitch. This is a 22mm lug opening here, and then it does taper down to about 20. You can see it's got a nice oversized buckle, and the backing for this leather is also quite nice. It's a different and more supple texture than the top side, and the strap itself is actually very thick. And I've worn it for about a week and a half, and it still needs a bit of breaking in, but I feel like it will be very comfortable once that happens. Now the watch I have it paired with is kind of special to me. This is the Whitby Watch Company Avro Aero. So it's a limited edition pilot watch that Whitby put out that pays tribute to the Avro Aero, which was the first supersonic jet that the Canadian Air Force actually put out. And as you can see from this quick wrist shot, I think that this pilot style strap from StrapsCo just pairs beautifully with my Whitby Watch Co. Titanium limited edition pilot watch. And then last but not least, if you're looking for something that's a little more vintage inspired or could be a little more dressed up, StrapsCo sent in this very nice Kingwood leather vintage style strap. And it's a 20mm strap, tapers beautifully to about 15.5 just before you get to the buckle here. This buckle is very nicely brushed, and you have that white contrast stitch at the end of the buckle as well as near the head of the watch here. This Kingwood leather is extremely supple, and it didn't require a lot of break-in time whatsoever. You can see that the backing has a different texture similar to the pilot style strap, and both of those straps also have quick release spring bars already on them, so very quick to swap out. And I've paired it with my very versatile Seiko Sarb 035. And this is also a smaller watch, so I appreciate that this vintage leather also tapers, just to give it a little bit more of a slim profile on the wrist. And speaking of which, here's a wrist shot of the Kingwood vintage leather strap from StrapsCo, paired up with the Seiko Sarb 035. I think it's a really great combination, but again guys, please let me see your feedback in the comments of this video as well. So this was just a quick video meant to show you how some of these StrapCo straps pair up with some watches in my personal collection. And if you guys are interested in any of these straps, please check out the link in the description to the StrapsCo website. I'm really grateful that they wanted to do a collaboration and send in these straps for the channel. If you like this content, please consider subscribing. And as always, I'll catch you guys in the next video.